Thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. And as a thank you for 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna rebuild my personal favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks, the very first team I ever rebuilt. So this is gonna be a very fun one. And huge shout out to the football player 8196. They're a true OG of the channel. Go drop them a sub. Their link is in the description. I already have, of course. And if you want a shout out just like that one, just let me know what team to do next. And I'll do the team you want me to do. I'll give you a shout out, I'll drop you a sub, I'll have everyone else sub to you. It's a win-win-win. And let's see if we can get to 100 likes on this video. The last few have been hitting that easily. They've been doing absolutely amazing. This is the highest like goal I've ever set, but imagine if everyone did it. We would literally hit like 1,000 likes, and you're part of that someone, so be sure to do that. And also, let's shoot for 1,150 subs, because we're almost at 1,100. Again, imagine if everyone did that. We would be at like 2,000 subs, so be sure to do that. Help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? I really appreciate if you did that. And it'll make you an OG of the channel. But that's enough plugging. This was a really fun rebuild. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. This was one of the harder rebuilds I've ever done, surprisingly, and you'll see why in today's video. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get into today's video. The Seattle Seahawks were the very first team I ever rebuilt. So as a celebration for 1,000 subscribers, we're going to revisit them. Now, if you did not know, this is my personal favorite team. I have been very pleasantly surprised with the team this year. However, they still need work, especially this defense, because oh boy, it is infuriating to watch. But let's start with probably the biggest breakout player in the NFL this year in GENO Smith. I liked what I saw from him last year in the 4 games Russell Wilson were hurt. I didn't think he would be this good though. He is genuinely top 5, and he's already become underrated. I don't see him ever brought up in MVP conversations, even though, let me pull up the stats. He's currently tied for 4th in passing touchdowns, 1st in completion percentage, 20th in interceptions, in a good way, 6th in passing yards, but I also believe 4th in yards per attempts, which is insane with his highest completion percentage in the league. And I mean, just watch him play. There are things that stats don't tell. He is a stud. He genuinely looks better than Russell Wilson has in maybe like 3 or 4 years. I thought he would be decent. I didn't think he would be genuinely top 5. Now, outside of that, we obviously have quite a few more good players on this offense alone. Kenneth Walker has been a good rookie. I do think he is a touch overrated, I'm not gonna lie. I see people saying he's better than GENO Smith. That's just kind of dead wrong. And that's not even taking into account positional value. Like, I'd way rather have a good quarterback than running back. I don't know. But he is good, don't get me wrong. Same with Rashad Penny. He has been a monster when healthy, just never healthy. Arguably the best running back in the league when healthy. He breaks off insane runs. This receiving core has been a pleasant surprise. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf have been studs. Marquise Goodwin, like I expected, has been good as well. Outside of that, there isn't much. I'm actually considering starting Derek Young because he is kind of a DK Metcalf light version, and it would be fun to have 2 of him. But I don't know, we'll see. And this team, especially towards the beginning of the year at least, loved running 3 tight end sets with Noah Fant, Will Dissly, and Colby Parkinson, and that's not a bad trio to run it with because I think all 3 of those players are starting caliber, including Colby Parkinson, who I'm a big fan of. He's like a Mike Gesicki type, like big slot almost. I like him a lot. This offensive line has been a bit questionable. I do like the tackle duo at the very least. Charles Cross hasn't been amazing, but Abe Lucas has been, and I love that as a Washington State fan. He's even been good in the run game, which people didn't expect. The interior, though, has been a bit more shaky. Austin Blythe hasn't been amazing, and they've been rotating Gabe Jackson and Phil Haynes for some reason, and now it's kind of just making them both play worse. I have loved Phil Haynes in the past, but it's just not the move to play both. Either play one or the other. I don't care which, just don't rotate them. And Damian Lewis, ever since he moved to left guard, hasn't been quite as good as his rookie year, but he is doing better as of late. Defensively, where do I start? Well, let's start with Tariq Woolen. Pretty obvious one. Potential defensive rookie of the year. Honestly, completely unbiased. I hate Jets fans. They're annoying as fuck. They talk so much shit for being absolutely horrible for the past like 50 years. But I do think Sauce is slightly better. However, for the value, getting him in like the 5th round, I'm taking Tariq Woolen literally 100 times out of 10 rather than with like a top 5 pick for Sauce. But yeah, Sauce has been slightly better. However, that is with more of a pass rush in New York. work, because here we ain't got nothing other than Uchenna Nwosu, and even he hasn't been quite as consistent as of late. He's been making splash plays, he's been getting sacks, but consistency-wise, not great. Other than that, the really only two players doing decently well are Al Woods and Shelby Harrison. That's more just in run defense. I'm just talking front seven in general. Boye Mafe's been decent. Where is he? There he is. I did give him star. Hate me if you want. I just think he deserves it. He was a high pick. He's a very, very high upside player, and he's even been decent already. That's the thing about this team. The players that could develop have already looked good. Like, they're really raw, but they've already looked good. Like Boye Mafe, Tariq Woolen, fucking Abe Lucas. It's been amazing. Not that Abe Lucas was raw, but like he was a good pass protector. Not good in run, but he's already showed good run blocking. You know what I mean. Unfortunately, we have one of the most overrated players in the league, and it's not Jamal Adams. It is Quandre Diggs. I'm not a big Diggs fan. He's not that good in coverage. He gets interceptions, but if you've seen one of my videos before, you know I'm not the biggest fan of players that just get interceptions and don't really cover super well. His coverage is really high. I think he should have really good like play rec and awareness because he knows how to bait, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's bad, but not like a top level safety. However, who is a top level safety is Jamal Adams. Amazing run defender, and people used to call him Blitz Boy like it was an insult. Personally, I think getting sacks is like the most valuable thing you can do on defense other than maybe like get an interception. I know I just said interceptions are overrated, but that's because they're like inconsistent. I think interceptions are valuable, but it's just you can luck into them. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a good player if you get a ton of interceptions. It just means you kind of got lucky to an extent. Obviously, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go down that whole rant, but Jamal Adams, maybe the best pass rushing defensive back of all time. I don't feel like that's controversial to say. And imagine this defense if he was healthy. It would be a different story. Ryan Neal, however, has been a very pleasant surprise. I hate to say, oh, I saw all this coming, but I've been screaming for them to start him over Josh fucking Jones forever. Unfortunately, is also injured now, but when playing, when he was healthy, he was genuinely a top level safety. He was a fucking beast, and I've been waiting for them to play him more for a couple years now. This linebacker core is a bit iffy, to say the least. Jordan Brooks, I also think is quite a bit overrated. He's a good run defender, that's about it. He's terrible in coverage. He doesn't know what he's doing in coverage. Kind of the same deal with Cody Barton, but even then he's not great in run defense, so I don't know. I do like Ben Burkervin, just injured all the time. I think he's a great cover linebacker, was at Washington, but just never healthy. I think he would break out if he was healthy though. I know this has been a long breakdown of the team. This is just my favorite team. I know it better than I know any other team, obviously, so I want to spend some time sharing my opinions on the team. So obviously, outside of Tariq Woolen, this corner room is a bit iffy. I wish they would start Artie Burns. I like him more than Mike Jackson. He was low-key good for the Bears last year. I just wish they would start him. And Trey Brown, he was very good last year. I'm gonna start him in this rebuild. I gave him a dev trait. Again, hate me if you want. I don't care. I think he deserves it. And also, I gotta mention Kobe Bryant. He is painful to watch. They should not play him in the slot. I'm sure he would be great on the outside. I wish they played Justin Coleman in the slot, or even hell, like, I don't know, anybody else in the slot, because Kobe Bryant is one of the worst players in the league right now, and I'm not putting that lightly. He is so bad, but I think he could be really, really good on the outside. I just wish they would do that. Obviously, keeping him in the slot, he could develop into a great slot corner. I'm not saying he can't, just right now, it's so bad. And obviously, their other starting corner, Mike Jackson, he's whatever. He's a good run defender, that's about it. But long intro over, let's get to the mid-season point of year number 1, and let's get this rebuild started. Oh, shit. At the mid-season point of year number 1, we are much better than I thought we would be. We are 4-3. Now, speaking of 4-3, I just thought of this. For some reason, this defense in the game is listed as a 4-3. I don't know why. They are not a 4-3 this year. They were on a straight-up 3-4 with Clint hurt. I don't know why that's outdated in this game. It's not that hard to research. They just straight-up didn't change it. So we're running Green Bay's defense. I don't know why. I just think I remember their defense being pretty good. I have a hard time remembering which playbooks are good. Ooh, but we have a breakout running back. Let's see what this is. Kenneth Walker. Ooh, okay. I mean, I don't know who I expected. 3 touchdowns or 150 yards rushing receiving. You know, that's doable, especially the yards. We'll see. I'll show you guys next week. We have some upgrades here. Kenneth Walker, okay, that'll help his breakout a little more, and Dwayne Eskridge. I feel like there's a theme of players that I think could break out never being healthy on this team, because Dwayne Eskridge is also one of them. But we actually have some re-signings. I know who's gonna be here. I know the big one. Yeah, there he is. Ooh, he's not interested though. How is he doing this year? I want to keep him in either way. 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 picks, only 54% completion percent. This is the least realistic stat line I've ever seen. That's like the opposite of how he plays. Well, we'll try very player friendly, and he's not interested. We might have to tag him. That might not honestly be the end of the world though, because we're gonna have money this next year, and he's gonna regress, so it might be cheaper to re-sign him next year when he's a lower overall. So that actually might be a good thing. Rashad Penny, if he's not too expensive, I'll bring him back. Yeah, he's not too bad. He's like 6 mil a year, 6 years, and he takes it. Okay, cool. Ryan Neal, I want back for sure. He's not interested though. We'll go very player friendly. That's still cheap, and he takes it. Sweet. Did I just say sweet? I fucking hate myself. Poona Ford has been terrible in real life this year, but I do like him in general. We'll go, that's a lot of money. We'll hold off because he is pretty bad in real life this year. Everyone else here though, other than Jason Myers, I think I will let go. Jason Myers is like the most polarizing player in the league because one year he'll be the worst kicker in the league, the next year he'll be the best kicker in the league, like this year. He literally has the highest kick accuracy, highest extra point accuracy or whatever, I don't know. But last year he was dog shit, so I don't know. And the year before then he was amazing. So I don't know, it's confusing, but let's see. I'm sure we're gonna lose this game, but let's see at least if Kenneth Walker can get his breakout. Yeah, for some reason it seems like if you lose the first game of the year and you sim the rest out to the midseason, you'll do well. If you win the first game of the year and you sim the rest out to the midseason, you'll be ass. Like, it seems like it favors long simulation or single game simulation, depending on the season, if that makes any sense. It's weird, because like both times I've simmed one game at a time, we've lost. We've won almost every other game that I haven't simmed one at a I don't know. I'm talking about weird shit in this rebuild, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. We have an upgrade for Trey Brown though, get him up to a 73 overall. But let's see if Kenneth Walker hit his upgrade or his breakout. I don't think he did, honestly. Yeah, I think I missed them. Damn. That's tough. Well, let's get to the end of your number one. All right, what the hell? How do you go from 4-3 to 6-11? We literally won 2 more games and lost 8. We went 2-8 in the second half of the year. What happened? I'm guessing GENO wasn't very good. He wasn't. That's the tough thing about this. He's not all that good in this game. Just over 4,000 yards, which he's on pace to shatter. Same with touchdowns. He already has only 5 less than that. And interceptions, he only has like 6. Most of those aren't his fault at all. And completion percentage, that's literally 13 lower than his in real life. That's weird. I want to give him like one of those like traits or whatever. I don't know what the good ones are for sure. I don't know, because I know those do have an effect. Thank you to the person who told me that in the comments, by the way. But yeah, not ideal. But Kenneth Walker was pretty good. 1,100 yards, only 4.1 yards per carry, which at least it is over 4, 7 touchdowns. Rashad Penny, 300 yards, 8 touchdowns. He looks like he was a touchdown vulture, so that might have taken Rookie of the Year away from Kenneth Walker, unfortunately. Receiving, you know what? This is realistic. They're like tied for yards and receptions in real life, and they are here too. So DK Metcalf had 73 catches, 1,000 yards, only 3 touchdowns though. That's not realistic. Tyler Lockett had 1,001 yards and 9 touchdowns. Derek Young, I forgot I started him, had 860 yards, 7 touchdowns. Noah Fant, 791 yards, 6 touchdowns. And unfortunately, it's not realistic, so our other 2 tight ends didn't do like anything, but hey, it is what it is. Blocking was honestly really terrible, other than I guess Abraham Lucas and Austin Blythe. But even then, they were only like meh. Charles Cross let up 16 sacks. That's not fun. Gabe Jackson as a right guard let up 6. I don't think I've ever seen one that high for a right guard. Normally they let up like 2. Jamal Adams led the team with 113 tackles. I did the funny, if you will. I put him as our sub linebacker because, you know, the joke, he should just transition to linebacker, blitz boy, XD, you know what I'm saying? So I did that, and it looks like he did pretty well. I think it would have been better if I played him at safety, but hey, I don't know. Tackles for loss, 15 from Shelby Harris, 11 from Uchenna Nwosu, 9 from Poona Ford. In sacks, 8.5 from Uchenna Nwosu. He already has more than that in real life. Poona Ford with 5, Boye Mafe with only 4, but honestly not bad. Not a bad year overall. 3.5 from Shelby Harris. Interceptions, hey, at least Tariq Woolen gets a few. I was worried he was literally going to get none. He has 4 interceptions and 1 each from a large amount of players. So we were 30th in offensive yards with only 5,800 total, 15th in defensive, so that's weird. Our offense was bad, but our defense was fine. 25th in points scored, 29th in points allowed. Never mind, maybe our defense wasn't fine. So MVP goes to Jalen Hurts. Ooh, that's a weird list. We have Bill Cosby at number 2, Matt Ryan up there, Kyler Murray. This is not realistic. Offensive player of the year goes to the white boy Cooper Kupp as always. No Seahawks. Defensive player of the year goes to another another Ram, Aaron Donald. No Seahawks, unsurprised. Well, there was Bobby Wagner, but no current Seahawks. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jamison Williams, Kenneth Walker at number 3, Derek Young at number 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson, Tariq Woolen at number 2. No, that would have been a huge one to hit. Not that it would have really mattered, I guess, because he already has Superstar. Boye Mafe at number 7. Actually, let me know down below if you know, does X Factor give more XP than Superstar, or does it just give you an ability? Is that all it does, or because I think it gives you the same amount of XP as Superstar, like development wise, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So we have a Super Bowl with 2 6-6 teams in real life against each other, Buccaneers and Chargers. Now that was one of my like Super Bowl predictions before the year. I thought both of those teams would be very good. Just Buccaneers have been injured, Chargers have very poor coaching, so didn't quite happen, but hey, it's never too late, I guess. Oh yeah, also at the time of recording this, yesterday will have been my birthday, so you better wish me a fucking happy birthday, okay? You better fucking do. Anyways, in terms of re-signings, let's see what we have to do here. So I already know the big one, GENO Smith, but the rest is just the same. Sometimes players will randomly show up here. I don't know why, but it looks like it didn't happen. It honestly looks like there are less than I remember. I don't know. GENO Smith, honestly, I'll go very player friendly, but I don't expect him to take this. Oh, he does. Okay, so that actually wasn't that bad of a deal. It was like 40 mil a year, which honestly, in real life, I'm very much fine with. I hope they re-sign him, and I hope it's something like that, because he deserves it. He's been a fucking beast. I don't think I've ever called someone a beast unironically, but hey, it is what it is. Outside of that, though, I get, Travis Homer's weirdly expensive here. I think we're just gonna let every single player here go. I guess I could re-sign Phil Haynes if he takes neutral. He doesn't. Okay, so let's get to free agency. So before we get into free agency, I'm gonna make a few cuts here. I may re-sign Shelby Harris, but I don't want him around for 9 mil. I love him a lot in real life. He's super good, super underrated, and is like the one good run defender we have in real life other than Al Woods at like 35 years old. But here he's 75 overall. He's 32 years old. He just really does nothing for us, so unfortunately it's gonna be time to get rid of him. Another cut I think is gonna be Gabe Jackson. He was really bad last year, honestly, and I know we're thin on linemen, but at right guard letting up 6 sacks, that's like the highest I've ever seen for a right guard, so I'll save 6.5 mil. Gabe Jackson has never been that good for Seattle. Ever since they traded for him, he just hasn't really been the same. Up next, Quentin Jefferson, really piss poor run defender, but okay rotational pass rusher, but for 4 mil, I'm good. And I was thinking about cutting Brian Monet, but I do like him in real life. He's not incredibly old. It would only save us 2.8 mil, so I'm gonna keep him around. But that should give us a lot more money to work with. So here's what we're gonna be doing in free agency. Honestly, this isn't the best free agent class I've ever seen. I mean, there are decent players here. Ooh, I could go after Josh Allen. You know, I might have to do that. I didn't see him. Hold on. That kind of changes things. Okay, now here's what we're gonna be doing in free agency. So the first move we're gonna be trying to make is for Jamel Dean. I get him quite often in rebuilds, but we do need a like true really good corner. I think Tariq Woolen will be that actually, and I actually saw Tariq Woolen went up to X Factor already. I honestly even feel like that 97 speed is disrespectful. I should have upped that in my rosters a bit, but yeah, up to an 80 overall. Also, speaking of my rosters, I'm slowly updating them. They should be available on PC. They're called Brandon Updated. My name on them is Brandon A23021. They have like 3 dislikes, no likes, so it must have been, I must not have a player those people like very high, so it is what it is. But go like it up, I guess, and also like the video up. Again, 100 likes, 1100 subs, and I'll be happy. And let me know what team to do next. I guess I'll just plug everything. Just let me know what team to do next, and I will give you a shout out, sub to you, all that good stuff. Anyways, the next player we're gonna be going after is gonna be Josh Allen. Obviously you already saw it, but we actually have the lead for him, and he plays really well in this game. I've seen him win Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC, so that would be a huge get. Obviously an 86 overall, only star dev. See, if it were my decision, I'd give him superstar, but you can't change dev traits from the rosters outside of franchise, so that's really fucking stupid, but yeah. Up next is a player I like a lot in real life, and Zach Allen. He's in a weird scheme. I liked him coming out in a 4-3, but obviously the Cardinals run a 3-4, so it's kind of iffy, but he has still developed into a good player like I thought he would. I just thought he would do it in a 4-3, but obviously we're a 3-4 now as well, so should be good. We'll see. If not, I mean, it's literally like 7.9 mil. I can probably just cut him if he sucks. And then up next is a player I was disappointed the Seahawks let go, and Ethan Posick. There were a few of those. GENOs last year, another one being fucking DJ Reed, one of the top corners in the NFL right now, at least how he's playing right now. But yeah, we're tied for the lead for Ethan Posick, so I can't necessarily guarantee we're gonna get him by any means, but it would be nice to get a new center in here. But let's see if any of these players sign right off the bat. So Ethan Posick and Jamel Dean sign. Do they sign with us? Jamel Dean does. Okay, Ethan Posick, where does he, did I just see Tom Brady on the Colts? That'll be the last team he ever goes to. Ethan Posick on the Texans, replacing Justin Britt, another former Seahawk. I don't know, but watch Tom Brady actually go to the Colts and I look like an idiot. That would be fun. But we're now tied for the lead on Josh Allen, and we got passed for Zach. Oh, that sucks. Here, let me see. So we do have more money now, obviously, because Ethan Posick rejected us. Or I've heard people say it Pochich. I've always heard people say Posick. It makes sense that it would be Pochich, because that's kind of how names that are like that are pronounced, but hey, I don't know. Okay, we're now tied for the lead on both of these players after I rearrange their contracts. I really hope we can get them, but they're not interested in joining, and I ranted about this in the last video. I feel like if their top offers already take interest into account, why can sometimes a team below you steal them? Like, if they have more interest in the offer, they have more interest in the offer. It doesn't make any sense to me. But let's see if either of these two sign. It looks like Josh Allen signs. Does he sign with us? Unfortunately not. He signs with the Giants. So now we have Zach Allen, and he probably won't even sign. He signs, and he does sign with us at the very least. Okay, so it would have been huge to get Josh Allen, but can't win them all, baby. So here we're gonna go after David Long. I just had him in the last rebuild. I don't remember how he did, I'm gonna be honest. But here he should do pretty well, we'll see. Assuming we get him. I mean, why are the Giants and the Ravens being such cucks? Like, why are they going after every player we're going for? Come on now. Let's see if David Long signs. Probably will sign with the Giants. Okay, we do sign him, thank God. Not that it would have been the end of the world if we didn't get him, I just would have been mad because someone else stole him. So that fills out a few needs of the team. Obviously, we still have quite a few needs though. Defensive tackle, right defensive end, edge, maybe even safety eventually because Quandre Diggs is getting a bit old. And offensively, almost our entire interior, other than Damian Lewis maybe, and our receivers. So we still have quite a few needs, I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be a pain. So we have a 5th-year option for Jordan Brooks. I'll pick this up. I don't really see why not. We'll take it. In real life, I'm sure they're gonna pick it up. I'll be fine with it. So in the draft, we have the number 7 overall pick. I'm fairly certain that's ours. I'm a little surprised it's not even higher because we were only 6 and 11. Okay, the Broncos have number 12, which obviously goes to us. So that is a fairly high pick. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, obviously, you don't expect them to completely shit the bed like they have in real life, but it's just nice that they at least were not like amazing. But the Lions actually have the number 1 overall pick. Let's sim straight to our pick. Myles Murphy goes right before us. That's tough. I think I'm gonna do the obvious here, and we're gonna go Brian Brzee. I don't know why it's Brian Brees in these draft classes. I need to change that, but yeah, absolute stud out of Clemson. Should be a really good player for us. I really like what he brings to the table as a run defender, and especially as kind of a little pass rusher there. Well, definitely not little at 6'5", 290, but should be a really good player. Let's take him. And he has hidden dev, of course. If he didn't, I was gonna change it. I'm gonna be honest. He should be a really good player. Now, what I want to do with this next pick is maybe a little more complicated. And with this next pick, he just kind of falls right into our lap. I think I'm gonna go Tyree Wilson. Whoa, he has ridiculous speed. I need to make a ratings overhaul on this roster. I'll do that eventually. But the thing with Tyree Wilson, and honestly it's not a bad thing because we need both positions, is where will he best fit in real life as kind of an edge or either a 3-4 defensive end. And I think 3-4 defensive end might be the move because he does have more power than finesse, obviously, and he's not crazy athletic or anything. He doesn't have the best speed in the world. But yeah, let's take Tyree Wilson, and he only has normal dev. He has ridiculous stats. I think what I'm gonna do with him is I'm gonna up his dev trait, but definitely lower his overall. He definitely needs some changes in these, but he should be a really good player for us. With this next pick, I guess I'm just gonna go Andrew Voorhees. He's a bit older of a player. I do like him quite a bit in real life though. I do think he is a touch underrated. So let's take him, and he has hidden dev. Beautiful. He should slide it right in at right guard or even left, and he should be a really good player. And with, I think, the last pick we're gonna go with here, I'm gonna take Felix Anudike-Uzomah. Obviously a very good pass rusher in real life, not for Massachusetts, though. What the fuck? I'll get all those figured out by the time the season comes around, so don't even think about these. They'll all be different. But that's the beautiful thing about having 2 early first-round picks and 2 really early second-round picks. You almost have 4 first-round picks, essentially. So let's take him, and he has hidden dev as well. And with, I think, the last pick we're gonna take, we're gonna go A.T. Perry. He's a pretty good receiver out of Wake Forest. He's gonna be playing in the slot for us. 4.42, that's pretty fair speed for him. I'm surprised. I think he'll run somewhere around that at the combine. But yeah, he's a pretty good, very tall receiver, 6'5". He'll just be a 3rd receiver. He'll probably eventually will be our 4th, but for now he'll be our 3rd receiver. Let's take him. And he also has hidden. We're getting lucky. I have checked through this draft class just while editing some of these players, and obviously some of them do have dev traits, some don't, but clearly I don't remember who has them and who doesn't have them. And even if I did, why would I care enough to purposely take all the ones with dev traits just to cheese it? Like, it's not that big a deal. I don't know. But yeah, we're almost like 5 for 5 on dev traits, and maybe A.T. Perry can end up being a good receiver. We'll have to see. Also, I don't think his age is right. I'm pretty sure he's 23. So at the time of recording this, it is almost said officially my birthday. So you better wish me a fucking happy birthday. But we had an absolutely amazing draft. I mean, that's not necessarily hard to do considering we essentially had 4 first-round picks. I mean, 2 early firsts, 2 early seconds. I think that kind of averages out around 4 firsts, you know what I'm saying? But with our first pick, obviously we picked Brian Brzee out of Clemson. Looks like a good player, decently strong and fast. I feel like he's stronger than that in real life, but hey, it is what it is, bro. Up next is Tyree Wilson. Obviously, I had to mess with his ratings a lot, but he should develop into a really good player for us. I'm pretty sure all 4, or actually maybe even 5 of our first picks, they'll all start for us. They're all going to start. Maybe not Felix, because we might start Boye Mafe, but honestly, I still might. We'll see. Andrew Voorhees should be a very good guard, obviously a bit older at 24, but is very strong, is just a really good run blocker, and isn't bad in the pass game either. He's just a really overpowering blocker. I like him a lot. Now, Felix Anudike-Uzomah is, I think, the lowest player we picked so far at this point, but still looks like a good player, man. And honestly, I think he will start. I got all his ratings and everything, not ratings, but his college, and I guess I did change his ratings as well, because he was a bit fast. But yeah, he should be a good player for us. We'll see what he can do. And with the last, like, pretty early pick, A.T. Perry out of Wake Forest. Now, I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do with him wearing Marquise Goodwin's number. It has him listed as a slot here, so we're probably gonna play him out the slot. We'll definitely want to do that, and that's where I wanted to play him anyway, so I'm cool with that. Outside of that, Jordan Tolles. I don't think Philip Scott is a real player, correct me if I'm wrong. Jermaine Burton we actually got in the 5th round. I see some sites project him as like an undrafted player. I see some sites project him as a 3rd rounder, so I don't know, let me know. I don't think he has a dev trait. If he does, I'm not gonna let him keep it. Okay, normal dev, that's fine. He's just a very speedy receiver. So this was a really amazing draft class. I'm really happy with it. But with that, let's get into year number 2. Ooh, so Tyler Lockett is mentoring A.T. Perry. I like this a lot, but the question is, what do I want to do? I guess let's go however you can help. That'll just give him straight XP. 1200 XP for A.T. Perry. I hope that's enough for an upgrade. That might not be. That's probably not. No, but that does get him really close, so that's good. Here is a look at the team going into year number 2, and honestly, it's not the best in the world, but it has potential, don't get me wrong. So I would say the main weakness with our offense is definitely the line. I do think it is overrated in real life. I just think GENO Smith has some of the best pocket presence I've personally ever seen. Maybe that's just because I'm used to watching Russell Wilson, who has maybe the worst pocket awareness presence I have ever seen in my life. But it's crazy how Russell Wilson made this offensive line look terrible, and then GENO Smith makes it look good. It's essentially the same, but worse than Russell Wilson had. It downgraded at center from Ethan Posick to Austin Blythe, and it downgraded at left tackle from Dwayne Brown to Charles Cross. Not that Charles Cross is bad, but he's a rookie. He's not going to be as good as a like 15-year veteran, like all-pro left tackle. It's genuinely a worse offensive line in real life, and GENO Smith makes it look better. Also, we're going to be starting the GOAT Will Clapp at center because I don't really have anyone else to start there. There isn't really a younger one, and honestly, I just want to play Will Clapp. I want to see how he does. He could be a legit option if he does well. Outside of that, though, obviously GENO down to an 80. Wish he would keep his overall because he shouldn't be quarterbacks regress way too early in this game. I don't like it, especially GENO Smith, because he hasn't played for most of his career. He's going to regress later than most QBs because he doesn't have all the injuries and he hasn't been getting hit. He's been a backup. So I don't know. know, it's not super realistic, but hey, it is what it is. The receiving core is very nice. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, who kind of deserves a star or superstar dev, but hey, it is what it is. And A.T. Perry, the rookie, out of the slot. Running back room is looking very nice. Tight end room is looking very nice. Defensively, we're looking very nice as well. Some big changes here. Jamel Dean, Tyree Wilson, Brian Brzee, I said that really weird, Brian Brzee, Zach Allen, Felix Anudike-Uzomah, David Long. Oh wait, I just realized we have both David Longs. Both David Long Juniors are on the team, because this David Long Jr. was just sitting in free agency, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll sign him. It'll be a good depth corner. But outside of that, we obviously have Tariq the Freak Woolen at X Factor. Very strong and deep safety group. I'm loving it here. And here are the specialists. We're going to start Uchenna Nwosu and Felix Anudike-Uzomah outside on the edges, and then Brian Brzee, Tyree Wilson, Zach Allen in the interior as our pass rushers, Jamal and Ryan Neal as our sub linebackers, Trey Brown slot corner, A.T. Perry as slot receiver. I don't know why I'm showing literally the whole team. Fuck it, we might as well show the kicker and punter. Best kicker and punter duo in the NFL, arguably, probably not, but Jason Myers, 1 year he's amazing, one year he's dog shit, and then Michael Dixon, Big Dick Dixon, the GOAT. Alright, let's get to the midseason point of year number 2. Honestly, this is better than I thought we would be. At the midseason point of year number 2, we are 3-4, but we're only an 80 overall. Like, we are not a great team yet. So I will absolutely take that. This is gonna be all about year number 3. This is just pretty much a rebuilding year. I don't think the Seahawks will have to do this in real life because the players that they have in real life are older, but they're not gonna regress nearly as much, so I think it'll be fine. But we have some re-signings here. So we'll start off with Noah Fant. He's not super interested in re-signing. We'll offer him... Ooh, we're very, very low on money. How is Uchenna Nwosu doing this year? Because he's probably first priority if... Ooh, he's not doing all that well. How about Damian Lewis? How's he doing? Only 1 sack allowed. Honestly, Damian Lewis is kind of doing the best here out of any of the starters. Well, I can't say for sure for Noah Fant. 309 yards, 0 touchdowns. Well, let's start off with Damian Lewis. We'll go player friendly. He's not all that expensive. We'll still have 10.8 mil left. He's only about 4.5 mil a year, so let's see if he resigns. Did he take that? I read that weird. Yeah, he took it. Okay, cool. Noah Fant will resign next. We'll go player friendly. I don't want to go very player friendly yet. Okay, he takes it. Cool. So now we're just hoping we can free up more cap space in the offseason to re-sign some starters here. There are a few. There's Will Clapp and Uchenna Nwosu, and that's actually it. So we'll see what we can do. But let's get to the end of year number 2. So at the end of year number 2, we finish 7-10, unfortunately. But like I said, that's to be expected. This wasn't going to be a good year for us no matter what. We had way too many holes, too many developmental players. But honestly, GENO Smith was really, really bad. 3,600 yards, which is very low. I'm pretty sure he already has that in real life, or very close. Only 23 touchdowns, again, almost has that, and 10 interceptions. Rushing, Kenneth Walker isn't all that good either. Just over 1,000 yards, but only 3.9 yards per carry. 15 touchdowns is good, but touchdowns are a whatever stat. Receiving 936 yards for Tyler Lockett, but 0 touchdowns. DK Metcalf with almost 900 yards, he had 8 touchdowns. Noah Fant with almost 800 yards, he had 3 touchdowns. A.T. Perry as a rookie had 750 yards, 6 touchdowns. Blocking, ooh, the tackle duo was horrendous. 14 sacks allowed each from Abe Lucas and Charles Cross, 7 from Will Clapp. Damian Lewis with 5, that's not super great, and Andrew Voorhees with 3, that's fine. Defensively, Jamal Adams led the team in tackles with 126, Ryan Neal with 103. Very good safety duo there. Tackles for loss, we had a ton. 20 from Brian Brzee, 15 from Tyree Wilson, 12 from Uchenna Nwosu, 11 from Ryan Neal, 10 for Felix Anudike-Uzomah. Sacks were terrible. We had none. 5 from Felix Anudike-Uzomah as a rookie led the team. Only 4 from Brian Brzee, 4 from Tyree Wilson, 4 from Uchenna Nwosu. And outside of that, we had 2 from Zach Allen, and that's how you know Madden's unrealistic. Only 1 for Jamal Adams. Yeah, right. Oh, Madden is very unrealistic. 3 interceptions, but only 1 sack for Jamal Adams. I don't know about that. But we also had 3 interceptions from David Long, Trey Brown, and Tariq the Freak Woolen, and 1 from a few players. We had the dead last offense in terms of yards. We need a new offensive playbook. This is not working. It's 28th in defensive yards, so our defense was also terrible. I'm surprised we didn't have less wins. We had the 32nd points scored, I believe, and 21st points allowed. So MVP goes to Josh Allen, Russell Wilson at number 2. Madden makes the Russ trade look very bad for the Seahawks. Russ is still always up here for MVP. We have Tom Brady on the Colts at number 5. CJ Stroud on the Commanders at number 8. Weird list, but okay. Offensive player of the year goes to, of course, the white boy Cooper Kupp. I'm having a hard time right now. Hold on. This This is an interesting top 4. Kareem Hunt on the Commies at number 2. I'm curious about what he did. Nelson Aguilar on the Cowboys at number 3. Among Us St. Brown at number 4. That's a weird. Brian Edwards on the Packers at number 6. Alright. No Seahawks, sadly. Defensive Player of the Year, of course, goes to another Ram, Aaron Donald. How do the Rams win Offensive Player and Defensive Player of the Year, but still go 6 and 11? I don't understand it. No Seahawks up there, unsurprisingly. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to CJ Stroud. A.T. Perry all the way down at number 7, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Miles Murphy of the Panthers. Felix at number 4, Brian Brzee at number 5, Tyree Wilson at number 6. So we clearly need a new offensive playbook at the very least, maybe defensive as well. The Commanders had the number 1 scoring offense. Now, do I trust that is the question. I don't know if I do. I could try it just to try it, but I feel like they just had really good players. Oh yeah, and I was gonna check how Kareem Hunt and Nelson Drops Galore did. Oh, CJ Stroud was very nice as a rookie, 38 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt had 1,430 yards, 21 touchdowns. Oh, and I expected him to have a ton of receiving yards. He only had just under 300, but 5 receiving touchdowns. Okay, that makes sense. He was very good. 20 picks for Dak? Ew. But Nelson Aguilar was insane. Almost 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns. That's crazy. That's weird. I don't know about that one. So in the Super Bowl, the Browns take down the Commanders 37-29. That's 2 of the worst franchises in league history duking it out for a Super Bowl. That's weird. I guess the name Redacteds were pretty good for a while at one point in time, but recently they've been so bad for quite a bit. In terms of re-signings though, honestly, Uchenna Nwosu was pretty bad last year. I think we could upgrade there. And I mean, outside of that, there isn't really anybody else here I want back. Will Clapp was unfortunately not the answer at center. He was not our savior. Another shitty thing is this team isn't all that good, but we still have only $5 million in cap space. Why is that? Oh, those are some pretty ugly contracts. I think I'm gonna need to make some cuts. So Brian Monet, 5.9 mil. I'm sorry, but I'm good. I like Brian Monet. I don't like him that much in real life. I don't like him for that kind of money. Quandre Diggs, kind of the same deal. Has he really done anything for us so far? Or has he just been pretty ass? So he had 0 interceptions the first year and 1 this year. Yeah, we're replacing him. We're gonna pick up a different safety. He is not doing well. So unfortunately, goodbye to Quandre Diggs. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I don't think Jordan Brooks is worth that kind of money, especially when we're strapped for cash. How was he this last year? So he had 49 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 pick. It looks like he didn't play that many snaps because we were playing... Wait a minute. You know, I don't think he had 258 tackles in 2021. That might just be me, but I don't think he did that much. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but 258, that's a little extreme. But yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna cut him. I'm gonna try to re-sign him, obviously, but for 13 mil, I know I picked up his 50, or that's why he's so expensive, but like, I don't want him for that kind of money. I'm good, bro. I think I may have found what this team needs, though. So in free agency, this is what we're gonna be doing. First one is going to be Rashawn Gary, one of the better pass rushers in the league, and we definitely need more of a power rusher. I mean, we have a lot of speed guys, but we really need some power there, and he did very well the last time I got him. He got like 22 sacks or something like that, 20 sacks, I don't know. He was very, very good, so hopefully he can bring that here. We'll have to see. Up next is Jordan Brooks, but for about 5 mil cheaper, so I'm very cool with that. Hopefully he signs. I honestly don't expect to get him because he's not interested, and we're only 3 bars in there, so I expect another team to come out and try to get him, honestly, but we'll see. In Nick Harris, just so we have something at center, I want to try to draft a center, but if nothing else, Nick Harris should be fine. Let's see if either of these 3 sign right off the bat, though. So it unfortunately does look like the Jets are going to get Jordan Brooks, because there's no way we're going to get him with a team tied with us. But let's see if Rashawn Gary signed with us, and he did. That's the main thing here, so I'm happy with it. It's a lot of money, but it's worth it. You know, honestly, I'm going to withdraw from both of these. We'll go a bit higher for Jordan Brooks. I don't know if that's even going to put us in the lead for him. Okay, it does. Let's see if he signs. Okay, we do get Jordan Brooks back. That's pretty big. He isn't amazing, but is better than what else we have there, so I'm fine with it. And I wonder if we can still get Nick Harris for like really cheap. Oh yes, let's offer him 30 mil. Yeah, okay. We'll offer him this right here. We'll see if he takes it. Only 2 bars, but he is interested in the team. Doesn't take it, but still no other offers. Well, it's not that important if we get him. We'll probably replace him anyways, but if he ends up being the starter, it is important. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's try one more time. We'll see if he signs. No, and the Raiders are in the lead, so we're not gonna get him. But going into the draft, we're looking pretty good. We still obviously need a center. We arguably need a QB. GENO has not been it here. He just does not play well in this game for some reason. We might even need a 3rd receiver, because because A.T. Perry's only a 73 overall after having a pretty good rookie year. We obviously need, well, I guess we don't really need a safety. We can start Ryan Neal there. I mean, I would like an upgrade over Ryan Neal, but he'll do the job for now. So this is definitely not the most beautiful team I've ever built, to say the least, but it's a tough rebuild, man. This is already an expensive team, and it just doesn't play well. So we have another top 10 pick. That's not super surprising. I mean, we were 7 and 10. Again, I was hoping you'd be a little higher at 7 and 10, but apparently there were a lot of bad teams this year. So it is what it is. Now that's about where you would get for 7 and 10. I don't know. But the Giants have the #1 overall pick. Let's sim to our pick. I think I know what I'm gonna do here, unless there's another player here. Okay, no. The player I was thinking of going with our first pick is Derek Upshaw. He ran a 4.27 at the combine, 4.28 at his pro day, which was only 5th, by the way, for receivers. So, interesting. But he has B deep route, A spec catch, which is interesting, B release. Everything else is kind of bad, but I like the look of him. He's a lefty just like me, for real. Let's take him. And he has hidden dev. Only 96 speed at a 4.28. That's a bit weird, but he looks like a very good player. Maybe a bit early to take him top 10, but I think it was worth it. So in round 2, this is early, but I might go Dalton Strickland. He is a very fast center, 4.79 at the pro day, at his pro day, 4.86 at the combine. Is first for like almost everything at the combine for centers, so I don't know. I'm either gonna go him, or honestly, I don't know who else. Oh god, I'm glad I scouted this guy right here, because this dude, he was listed with like B everything. I'm glad I set him as a focus player and didn't just take him, because he's awful. Ooh, Russ Thorne. He's a projected 1st to 2nd rounder, so it's a bit late. He might be falling for a reason, but he's not the slowest safety ever. And he has A awareness, B pursuit, maybe A play rec, maybe A man, because he's listed as a hybrid. It would probably be B, but you never know. Let's take him. And he has normal, god damn it. Hopefully he's a decent overall, but should be a good 3rd safety if nothing else. And I really hope the center's still here with our 3rd pick. He should be. He's a projected day 3 player, but you never know. I know I don't have the best luck in the world, to say the least, but yeah, Dalton Strickland is still here. Only 22 years old, looks like a beast. He's probably gonna have a normal dev, I'm calling it now, but should at the very least be a good overall. And yeah, he has normal dev, but we'll see what his overall is. Yeah, because Dalton Strickland doesn't seem like a high upside player, running 1st for everything at the combine. Nah, he wouldn't have a dev trait, he wouldn't develop. Nah, that doesn't make any sense. We had a really nice little draft here. So Derek Upshaw is a 74. I was honestly hoping he would be a touch higher, but either way, he looks like a really good player. 96 speed, really good deep, well, not really good deep route, but really good spec catch, even decent catch in traffic. I thought it was going to be kind of mid, but it's pretty good. Obviously not the best hands or medium route in the world, because that's not really the type of player he's meant to be. He's just meant to be fast. Looks like a good player. Russ Thorne is a really high overall. He's a 76, so I was right for thinking he's good. 77 man coverage, good speed, acceleration is fine. 76 overall hybrid. Honestly might start, we'll see. Dalton Strickland is only a 72 overall. That's a bit lower than I was thinking. I was thinking maybe 75 normal, but still will start. It's whatever, bro. Outside of that, I took these 2 picks right here. Cormonte Mitchell, that's a cool name. He was a 63 defensive tackle, moved him out to defensive end up to a 65. And Bruce Kopp is a 68 overall QB. He has decent throw power, pretty good accuracy, was a projected UDFA. I was like, he looks good because he had like straight B's and good throw power. So I was like, and yeah, he is a decent passer. I actually like that quite a bit. I want to see the best QBs in the class. So he was the 4th best QB out here. Best went to the Jets in David Gray. Patriots got DeMario Hood at a 72 overall, Nick Pearson to the Panthers at a 71, and then Bruce Kopp is a 68. So I don't know, man, there could be something there. If GENO sucks at the midseason, we could throw him in there. Damn, bro, my DMs are getting fucking blown up by happy birthday messages. I'm sorry if you can hear like vibrations and shit. It's just me with your mother. It's all it is. Don't worry about it. Dog, I'm gonna kill myself. What the fuck? I was like, ooh, wide receiver mentorship. I thought it was gonna be the speedy dude we just got. It is a speedy dude. It's fucking Anthony Schwartz, but I just picked him up off the street. Like, he was just chilling in free agency. Why couldn't it have been whatever his name is? I don't know. Or even A.T. Perry. That would have been better than this. Whatever. We'll give him more deep route running. It's whatever. So here's a look at the team going into the 3rd and maybe final year of the rebuild, but honestly, I don't think it will be. This team is not good enough yet. We still do have have holes on offense, and unfortunately one of those holes is GENO Smith. Pause, I guess that's a really weird sentence, but you know what I mean. Not playing well, only a 76 overall, already 33 years old, but we'll see if he does better in this new offense. I don't know, because we did switch to the commies offense. I did remember to do it, right? Okay, yeah, I did. We'll see what kind of wonders the Commanders playbook can work. Outside of that, though, the really only differences here are Dalton Strickland at center. Looks like a good player. I think he'll develop. I think he should do pretty well. I don't think he'll be great as a rookie, but we'll see. And Derek Upshaw as our third receiver. We're going to be playing him in the slot, which is kind of weird. He doesn't have the worst short route running in the world at 75. We'll see what happens. Would be much better to play him as a deep threat, but we kind of already have two of those. I could play Tyler Lockett in the slot, actually, but I don't know if I want to. Outside of that, though, the team is developing pretty well. Kenneth Walker up to an 87 doesn't play super well, but is a decent overall. Now, defensively, it's quite a bit different. We're going to have Russ Thorne starting at free safety instead of Quandre Diggs. Should do better. Quandre Diggs has been terrible. We added Rashawn Gary this offseason. Those are really the only differences, but those are two pretty big differences, honestly. Everything else is pretty much the same as last year, though. We did bring Poona Ford back. He was just chilling in free agency. I was trying to start him over Tyree Wilson, though. I'm like, nah. So I had to rearrange the whole depth chart and everything. Here are the specialists, obviously. Still doing the same safety thing at sub linebacker. We'll see how that goes, but let's get to the midseason point of year number 3 and let's see how we're doing. Okay, at the midseason point of year number 3, we're sitting at 3-3. That's a lot of threes. Year 3, 3-3. That's fun. We got some upgrades here, some pretty big ones. 2 younger players and Jamel Dean. Obviously always go slot, plus 3-man. You love to see it. And we actually have a breakout wide receiver here. I kind of want this to be, who is this? No one. Oh, I was thinking wide receiver, but hey, whatever. It should differentiate wide receiver and tight end, but whatever, man. I don't think he's getting 3 touchdowns or 150 yards, but we'll see. I'll re-sign some players just in case we do go to a year 4. Honestly, I expect that we will. Geno's here because I did cut him and re-sign him to free up cap space. Outside of him, though, there's really nobody else we need to re-sign. Oh, Trey Brown. Okay, we do need Trey Brown back. He's a pretty decent player. Oh, okay. He's not interested. He's not that expensive, though. I'm confident we'll be able to get him back somehow. Everyone else, though, I mean, it's just a lot of depth players here. There are only 2 starters in here. I guess 3 if you count Jason Myers. So we'll see at the end of the year. This isn't the biggest re-signing year ever unless GENO Smith does well. Speaking of that, how is he doing? God, he just doesn't do well. 1,600 yards, that's not great. Only 10 touchdowns, 5 picks, 64% completion percentage. He's just not good in this game. I almost just want to start Bruce Kopp. Kenneth Walker is also doing bad. This team just doesn't do well, bro. You know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like the offensive scheme itself has a bit more of an effect now. I'm not sure. We do fit a vertical zone run very well, though. So I guess I don't really want to skip away from that, change away from that. So we'll keep it. I don't know what the problem is, but let's just get to the end of year number 3 and let's see how we finish out. Okay, so super quick before I reveal how we did in year number 3, here's a look at the team. Derek Upshaw has superstar dev. That's huge. That was a great top 10 pick. Wasn't a reach at all. He is an amazing player. Up to 98 speed. He got +2 speed just from this season. And that's where he should be running like a 4.28. I mean, there shouldn't be so many receivers running in the 4.2s, but hey, it is what it is. And defensively, I don't think we had any rookies with dev traits here. Russ Thorne does go up 1 overall to a 77, obviously has -2 because of morale right now, which should give away how we did. But super quick, just if you haven't already, you know, it's my birthday. I'm gonna use that as an excuse, and it's crazy that we hit 1K like right before my birthday, so I'm very thankful for that. Be sure to sub if you have not already, and like the video if you haven't already as well. Again, 100 likes, and imagine if everyone do it. We would hit it so easily. We would hit like 1,000 likes, 2,000 subs easily. So you're part of that someone, be sure to do it. But honestly, I might make a trade in this offseason. I might make like a big trade because we do finish 7-10 once again. We don't have the worst team in the world either. We're an 83 overall, and that's with morale probably bringing us down. We don't have a great team though. The Ravens are better than us. The Patriots are better than us. The Lions are better than us. The 49ers are better than us. The Eagles, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Colts, the Chiefs, the Chargers, Chargers. That's a crazy streak of teams right there. They're all better than us. Bucks and Browns are better than us. Bengals are better than us. Everybody's better than us. Half the league is better than us. So I'm not mad that we're not making the playoffs. I just wish GENO was playing a bit better, because that would help with the development of the team, that would help with the success, that would help with everything. So we'll see what we do with GENO in this offseason. And speaking of that, I guess we can check the stats now. Let's see how he did. So GENO, it wasn't great, but I don't know if it was bad enough to replace him. He had 4,400 yards, almost 4,500, 5 yards away from that, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. This is his best year so far, but it's nowhere close to what he's doing in real life even. Mostly because of that completion percentage. He leads the league in completion percentage. Kenneth Walker had his best year so far, 1,300 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. Unfortunately, comes in a pretty bad year for the team, but still he was very good. DK Metcalf led the team with 1,200 yards, 99 catches. We had 2 players with 99 catches. Unfortunately, no 100 for them. And 7 touchdowns. They actually had weirdly similar seasons, him and Noah Fant, because Noah Fant also had 99 catches, 7 touchdowns, had just over 1,000 yards, was a very good tight end. I'm glad we re-signed him. 80 catches, 950 yards, also 7 touchdowns. Lucky 7s, let's go. 3 7s, baby. And Derek Upshaw as a rookie, 850 yards, 6 touchdowns. Not too bad receiving-wise. Blocking was bad, though. That's one of the worst center seasons. Andrew Voorhees and Dalton Strickland had 2 of the worst seasons I've ever seen. 11 sacks allowed from Voorhees, 10 from Strickland, 16 sacks allowed from Cross. Abe Lucas and Damian Lewis did pretty well, though. Actually, Damian Lewis was probably our right guard, so it's not good. Abe Lucas was our one good lineman. So Jamal Adams once again led the team in tackles with 125 at linebacker. Tackles for loss, 21, the funny number from Rashawn Gary. Felix with 18, Tyree Wilson and Brian Brzee with 13, Jamal Adams with 11. In sacks, Rashawn Gary with 12.5. Not bad. Not quite as good as I was expecting, but still amazing compared to what we've had, and still just amazing in general. Really good year. Tyree Wilson actually had a pretty good year, getting 9 sacks. What's he up to? He's up to a 77 overall. That's not great. I feel like he should be that in the base rosters. I might make like a big overhaul of the ratings and dev traits and everything by the next video. Brian Brzee had 7.5 sacks. He was pretty good. 5.5 from Felix. Not great, but he did have good tackles for loss. In interceptions, not many at all. We had 2 from Jamal Adams and a number of players with 1. It looks like Philip Scott was getting a lot of playing time. Okay, so I am confused. You're starting 2 sub linebackers. Are they just your starting 2 linebackers in general? Because like 2 of our highest sack getters or tackle getters were 2 of our 2 starting sub linebackers in Jamal Adams and Ryan Neal. So should I be playing maybe, I guess just Jordan Brooks is the 1, David Long is the 2, and then like either Ryan Neal or Jamal Adams is the 3, so they get in there but they don't get too much like playing time at linebacker. I don't know what this is doing. It's really weird because I don't want a 66 overall starting at strong safety. MVP goes to Josh Allen though, CJ Stroud at number 2, Jalen Hurts on the rival Giants at number 3. That's interesting. Whoa, Skylar Thompson starting QB of the Chargers at number 8. That's wild. That's cool. No Seahawks, unsurprisingly. I mean, Russ is up there, but yeah. For the 3rd year in a row, white boy Cooper Kupp wins Offensive Player of the Year. Nothing new. A lot of Giants up here. They had all that offensive firepower and they still finished 9-8. Interesting. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Shaq Barrett. Rashawn Gary at number 5. It looks like Nick Bosa must have gone to the AFC. Yeah, he's at number 6 for the Patriots. Interesting. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Derek Upshaw. That could be huge. Imagine he gets X Factor. That would be insane. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sean Davis, former Steelers safety at, I don't know what position he is, but you know, apparently he's coming back to the league as a rookie. I don't know. So we have a potential real life Super Bowl this year. In the Super Bowl here, the Chiefs beat the Cowboys 24-21. Those, in my opinion, are 2 of the hottest teams in the league right now. I'd say those 2. Obviously, Bengals, Eagles up there. Bills, I guess, but they're kind of not as good as people thought they would be this year, but they're still very good. I don't know. But we do have some upgrades. We have an upgrade for Derek Upshaw, unsurprisingly. Does he get X Factor? No, he doesn't, unfortunately. But he does get an upgrade at least. He's already a superstar depth, so it's fine. But yeah, stays at superstar. I'm fine with that. He didn't have an X Factor type of season anyways, so I'm fine with it. So here comes the big question in free agency. Do we re-sign Geno Smith? He's not that expensive anymore because he has regressed, obviously. He would only be about 9 mil if I gave him very player friendly over 3 years, so, well, not 9 mil over 3 years, but 28 over 3, like 9.5 mil each year. Let's see if he takes it. Okay, he does take it. Bro, there have been so many fucking sirens, trains, goddamn dogs barking in this video. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Hopefully the music and my voice drown it out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll try very player friendly again for Trey Brown, because he did get superstar. We'll even up the money a little bit. Let's see if he takes it. Damn, he doesn't. Okay, we'll try to re-sign him in free agency. What did he do last year? Was he like really good, or was he just, I don't know. What did he do? Okay, so 6 tackles for loss, 63 tackles, half a sack, a pick, only 2 pass deflections, 20 catches allowed. Honestly, I'm fine with letting him go. Only 2 pass deflections is not good. We'll find a better corner there for sure. But speaking of that, let's see what's in free agency. Oh, it's so weak. Why is it so weak? Ooh. Hey Trevor, how's it going, big boy? Ooh, Sam Darnold. Yeah, that sounds good to me. MVP candidate, Skylar Thompson. Unironically, I might sign him just to be a backup if I have the money, just in case. I'm sure Geno's gonna be in the thumbnail, maybe even the title. We'll see. But he's just not playing well enough. There unfortunately aren't any cuts I can really make here that would make any sense. So I can't really free up any money, unfortunately. So I guess we're just gonna have to go with what we have. We're not gonna be able to get Trevor Lawrence, but we'll see what we can do. We'll do our best. How about that? In free agency, unfortunately, there just isn't a lot we can do. The one move I'm gonna try to make is bringing in JC Horn to be like our 3rd corner. Maybe 2nd. I don't think he's a higher overall than Tariq Woolen. We'll see. But we're tied for the lead for him, and that's after going very player friendly. He's just not super interested in joining, but let's see if he signs. I don't honestly think he will, but we'll try it. Oh, he does. Really? There were like 6 other teams offering for him, and he wasn't interested in us, but hey, I guess he just wants that money. Can't blame him, bro. Ooh, Noah Fant goes up to superstar dev. I almost called him George Fant, former Seahawks tackle / tight end. Ooh, Rashawn Gary goes up to superstar. Ryan Neal. We got a ton of dev traits this year. JC is a higher overall than Tariq Woolen. I might still start Tariq over him because he is, you know, an X factor and an actual Seahawks player, so we'll see. But honestly, we're looking not too bad. I still want upgrades on the O-line. I might make a trade. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of still want a QB. So we'll get to the draft and let's see what we can do. So in the draft, it's doing this stupid glitch. Hold on. One of the probably seriously hundreds of glitches currently in the game. I don't know exactly how many there are, but I could think of a few offhand right now. The Texans have the #1 overall pick. We actually pick at number 12. That's a bit lower than I thought our pick would be, but we'll see what we can do here. Oh my god, dude, these fucking sirens. I'm gonna kill myself. I don't know if you can hear them, but good lord. I think I'm gonna go Sean Jowers here. A really fast QB, a pretty strong QB. Honestly, does he have a big arm? He's great throw power. Deep accuracy isn't great, but other than that, this dude is really Russell Wilson-esque. He's 6 foot, 219, similar-ish to Russell Wilson, 22 years old. Do I do it? Do I take him? Yeah, we're gonna take Sean Jowers. He has hidden dev, let's go. Okay, he's fast, he's got a good arm, he has decent accuracy, projected, not projected, but he is a 1st to 2nd round talent, so technically a bit of a reach, but he has a dev trait, so I like it. Honestly, our offensive line play has been so dog shit that I think I might go with another lineman here. We're gonna go Jonathan Hicks. I think I'm gonna be trading Andrew Voorhees away, or either move him to right guard and trade Damian Lewis away, but I think we just re-signed Damian Lewis, so that might be expensive to do. I don't know, but we're gonna go Jonathan Hicks. He looks pretty decent. B awareness, B pass block. Really good strength, 36 reps, and he is an agile guard, so it's pretty impressive that he's strong and fast, so I like it. Unfortunately, he does have good strength, but he doesn't have great power, at least not pass block power. He probably has decent run block power. Looks like overall a just really well-balanced guard, so I like it a lot. Let's take him, and he has hidden dev. Let's go. We just need something at guard, man. I'm not sure what to do right here, so we're gonna take Joey Milne. He doesn't look like the best player in the world, but he is fast. He ran a 4.5 at the combine, elite speed, elite agility, and maybe good coverage. I trust middle linebacker coverage more than outside linebacker. I've explained this a million times, but if a outside linebacker has good coverage, they're being compared against pass rushers. So if it's like B man coverage, B zone coverage, it's relative to pass rushers as well, so it might not be that good. That's a quick explanation of it. But at middle linebacker, you're not gonna have any pass rushers there, at least like full ones, because I mean you could get players like Zaven Collins. I don't know. That was pointless for me to even say that. I don't know what I'm rambling about, but let's go Joey Milne. And he has hidden dev as well. This guy looks really good. Left-handed just like me for real. Out of Sweet Home, Alabama, 90 speed. Let's go. So here we're going to be trading Damian Lewis and Boye Mafe for a 3, 4, and a 5 from the Bills. Maybe a weird one, but I want to get more players here. We need some more depth pieces. We need some more good players in general. And we don't really need those two anyways. Like, I guess I probably should have traded Andrew Voorhees instead, but Damian Damian Lewis is Damian Lewis is older, not as good of an overall, doesn't have as much upside, so it's like meh, I don't know. Fuck it, let's go with another center. The guy we had last year did really bad. Jason Galloway though, not looking amazing, but he is the best looking center here. Let's take him. And he has hidden dev. He could be a good player. We'll have to see. Ooh, this guy's pretty good. Brandon Bonds. I didn't think he would be very good, but he did look like it. He's slower than I thought he would be. He ran in the 4.6s, so I thought that would be a little better than 83 speed, but a block shed, not the worst coverage for a strong safety ever, or for a run defending safety ever. Good tackle. Could be a good player. We'll see. So here is a recap of the draft. Honestly, it was pretty good. We did really well, even later in the draft. So first pick, Sean Jowers, is pretty much exactly what I expected, 74 overall. I might change the scheme to make him a scheme fit, because the scheme might be a problem. He kind of looks like GENO Smith, actually, like a younger version. That's kind of weird. But yeah, we might switch to a scheme that caters more towards him. Jonathan Hicks at a 74 overall is very good. He'll be our starting left guard, I guess, because I don't trust Andrew Voorhees there. We'll move him to right. Joey Milne is a 72 overall, 90 speed, 90 excel, good hit power in pursuit, even good tackle, good coverage. I'm surprised he's not even higher. He looks like a really good linebacker. Could even be a safety for us. He looks really nice. Jason Galloway is a 71. That's honestly better than I thought he would be. Not the strongest in the world, but just overall looks really well balanced. Not much finesse to his game, at least run block finesse, but still looks like a really good player. I don't know if we're going to start him, but we might. And outside of that, we got some other good players here. I mean, none of these two had dev traits, but Brandon Bonds did at a 68 overall. Now, not the best coverage in the world, but he's a box safety. He's 6 foot 222, so that's not bad at all. And down the board, we didn't really hit on anybody else here, but we got some okay depth pieces. So this was a phenomenal draft, even though we didn't get like a true like stud. So we have a rookie focus for Anthony Justice. Now this is really gonna test how much I know, because I don't know if I remember who Anthony Justice is. He was the strong safety, right? We'll go zone coverage just because. We'll go making progress. Okay, hold on. Who was he, the linebacker, or was he a pass rusher? He's a pass rusher. Oops. Maybe coverage wasn't the best idea, but hey, it is what it is. It's fine. It's okay. I need to pay more attention to names. I'm just like, ooh, good player, I take them. I don't really even remember the names. God damn it. Oh god, that's a lot of scenarios. Okay, hold on. I gotta piss before we check those out. I ain't even going cap, bro. So which one should we check first? I guess we'll go rookie focus, because that was the one last week, so it's gonna give him zone coverage. Yay. Just what he needed. Oh, well, he's a depth piece anyways. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, +5 zone. Oh, I didn't know it did that. Okay, that's actually pretty huge then. That should be a couple overall upgrades. That's insane. We have a wide receiver mentorship. Derek Upshaw. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, we'll go, you know what? He's kind of a slot receiver for us. Let's go short routes, which is weird for a player with 98 speed, but I definitely want to up his short route running just because he is playing in the slot for us. And we have a training camp standout. Is that what that said? Which, you know, it's a little late for training camp. We're kind of into preseason, but hey, it is what it is. Tyree Wilson. Ooh, okay, we'll definitely go rushing the passer. Definitely want to get his power up and finesse, so he's a pretty good player now, pretty balanced. And I want to upgrade Anthony Justice. Did he actually get the, okay, he did. So we'll just go straight speed rusher. Only +1 finesse there and +2 finesse there, so could be a pretty good rookie for us, honestly, out of 70 overall. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That kind of rhymes. Not bad at all. 70 overall. I don't know. I'm fucking weird. Here is a look at the team going into the 4th and final year of the rebuild, and man, this is a team now. Still very young as well. I mean, we have a rookie QB, we have 2 borderline rookie linemen, and the other 3 are also very young. Noah Fant is still probably only like 27. Yeah, 20. Damn, I'm good. Let's go. I mean, this offense is all young except for like Tyler Lockett, and that's it. So I expect it to really develop this year, especially with the new dev traits. Now, defensively, kind of the same thing, but our defense really hasn't developed as much as I would hope for. We do have some studs on the defense, Jamal Adams, Rashawn Gary, Tariq Woolen, Jamel Dean, but we do have some holes like edge, maybe linebacker, safety, and D-line is kind of iffy. Brian Brzee hasn't developed as much as I was hoping for. Also, he had Star to come out. I was like, no, that's not going to be a thing. I gave him Superstar. I'll change that in my rosters, or the draft classes and everything. And then here's a look at the specialist, JC Horn in the slot. I am going to start 2 linebackers at linebacker this year, and then Ryan Neal is the 3. Gary. We'll see if that does better. Gary and Anudike Uzama out off the edge. Brazia D-tackle, rush D-tackle, slot receiver Upshaw. We got Matt Gay the GOAT, so that should be extra good luck. We'll see. But with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year number 4, and let's see how we're doing. Okay, let's go. I feel like I say the same thing a lot whenever we do well. I just say okay, or that's what you like to see, or just some shit like that. I don't know. I'm very generic. I'm white, unfortunately, if you couldn't tell. But we're 5-2 at the mid-season point. I want to show you one of our 2 losses because it was amazing. It was great. I was simming week by week, and after I saw that happened, I was like, no more. We're going straight to the end, or straight to the mid-season, not the end, but you know what I mean. We lost 41-0 to the Browns at home. Not great, if you ask me, but hey, it is what it is. Every other game has been pretty close, except I guess the first 2. We were doing very well in the first 2 games, and then we had back-to-back losses, but now we're doing well again, so it's fine. We have some upgrades here, though. Let's see what this is. Rashad Penny, Jason Galloway, some decent players, I guess. Not starters, but they're here. I wonder if there are any benches we should make. I don't want to risk it and do it, because, I mean, we're already winning, but I'm just curious. Sean Jowers is having a decent rookie year, 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, 65% completion percentage. Not amazing, but good for a rookie. Kenneth Walker's doing okay. Receiving is doing well. How about blocking? Jonathan Hicks isn't doing very well, but everyone else, Dalton Strickland isn't doing very well. I could throw the rookie in there, but I feel like that's a risk, so I don't know. I don't know, man. The O-line is still shaky, but we're winning, so I'm not going to fuck with it. I say that, and now we're probably going to choke and miss the playoffs, but we'll see. We have a really good defense, 87 overall, and that's not even through the full year, 84 offense. We're looking pretty good, but let's get to the end of year number 2. Nope, year number 4, half of that, or double that, I guess, technically. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, dude. Let's get to the end of year number 4. I hope we don't choke, or I might cry and scream and piss my pants and fucking, I don't know. Ooh, okay, we barely sneak into the playoffs, going at 10-7. Now, you think we would be a little better than that, being 5-2 at the midseason, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see how we did this year. Actually, super quick before I reveal how the players did this year. Again, if you've made it all the way here and you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. I don't know why you've made it all the way here and you haven't done that, because you must have enjoyed it at least a little bit. So be sure to do that. Like I said, imagine if everyone do it. Everyone, why do I keep saying that? Everyone did it, not do it. We would be at literally like 1,000 subs, or 2,000 subs, 1,000 likes, and it would make the video do like ridiculously well. And also let me know what team to do next, because I will give you a shout out like the one at the beginning of this video. And I'll sub to you, I'll have everyone else sub to you. It's like a win-win. It's a no-brainer, basically. But this is a quick look at the team. Unfortunately, Sean Jowers does only have star dev, but he is already a 79 overall. He has 94 throw power that developed throughout the year. And actually, Jonathan Hicks has superstar. I mean, I don't think he did very well this year just based off how he was at the midseason, but he has a good dev trait. So if we wanted to keep going with this team, it would turn into a fucking powerhouse. Defensively, I guess let's put Bonds as the number 2 strong safety. I don't know, because he has a dev trait and he's younger and a better overall, but nothing really too interesting here. Milne has star dev, unfortunately no superstar. I was hoping he would have superstar, but he doesn't, but that's fine. We'll live. This is a very good looking team. Let's see how he did this year though. Sean Jowers finished with 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions, which is a lot, but for a rookie, that ain't bad. This is really similar to the like 2020 season Russell Wilson had. I don't know, look it up. 63% completion percentage. Kenneth Walker with 1,100, almost 1,200 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. Receiving, DK and Tyler each had just over 1,000. 5 touchdowns for DK, 14 for Tyler Lockett, and Derek Upshaw was 1 yard away from 1,000 yards with 999, 999, fucking RIP Juice World, I don't know. 10 touchdowns. Oh yeah, Juice World died on my birthday, by the way. That's tough. Like 3 years ago. So that was a great birthday present when I turned like 16 or whatever. Noah Fant with 900 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's been very good throughout the rebuild. Blocking was bad once again. Charles Cross and Jonathan Hicks did very poorly. More so Jonathan Hicks than anything. He was pretty bad as a rookie. Andrew Voorhees, not great. Dalton Strickland, not terrible. Abe Lucas, a fucking monster. Abe Lucas is really good in this game, I'm realizing. He has been our only truly good lineman throughout the rebuild, and he's been really good. Jordan Brooks led the team with 137 tackles, so that is what it is. Sub linebacker is legit just linebacker. Good to know. Joey Milne, our number 2 sub linebacker, was number 2 on the team in tackles, so yeah, that is what it is. 114 for him as a rookie. Could win Defensive Rookie of the Year, we'll see. 12 tackles for loss for Brian Brzee. A number of players with 9. In sacks, 19 from Rashawn Gary, 9 from Tyree Wilson, 6.5 from Brian Brzee, only 5.5 from Felix Anudike Uzoma, 3 interceptions from each Jordan Brooks and Russ Thorne in year number 2. Not bad, not many pass deflections, but hey, it is what it is. He got picks. And 1 each from Milne, Horn, Dean, and Adams. Pretty amazing year. We were 14th in offense. How about defensive yards? 29th, ew. But our scoring was probably pretty good for both, right? 5th in points scored, probably like 17th in points allowed. 30th. Okay, our defense was a problem this year, which is weird because it's a great overall. I might switch playbooks, honestly, like before the playoffs. Josh Allen wins what, his like 4th MVP here? Anthony Richardson finally breaks out on the Bucks. Trevor Lawrence on the Saints. This is weird here. Sean Jowers up there as a rookie at number 10. Derek Carr to 72 overall up there. Interesting. Offensive player of the year goes to Debo. That's a different one. Cooper Kupp must have retired or gone to the AFC. No, I don't know. I don't know where he went. Chris Godwin up there. Interesting, but it doesn't look like any Seahawks, unfortunately. Defensive player of the year goes, of course, to Aaron Donald. Rashawn Gary at number 2. No, it would have been cool if he could have won that. Anthony Walker on the Bears. Jordan Brooks at number 10, though. That's pretty good. And offensive rookie of the year, of course, goes to Sean Jowers. That's completely unsurprising. Defensive? Joey Milne comes in at number 2. Alex Coleman of the Bears wins it. No other Seahawks, though. Really good year, though. I think I'm going to change the defensive playbook because that was terrible, and we have a good overall defense. And I mean, if I change the playbook and it fucks with things, it's not like it's going to be any worse than our defense currently is, so I'm fine with that. Let's go with the Steelers defense. Yeah, let's try out the Steelers. They allowed the least points. They weren't a very good team, so their offense must have been really bad, but couldn't really be worse than what we have. Okay, I changed that, so we should be good to go into the playoffs. We have a weak link. What do these do? I can't remember. I used to get these a lot, and I used to have a hard time saying it. I would say like wink link or something. I don't know. It is kind of hard to say weak link. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I think it can create pressure. I mean, that's our main thing on defense. We'll try to get 3 sacks. That seems doable. We'll see. And first of many, we'll go play it cool. Guarantee win is never good to go. It gives the enemy team, I always say enemy team, the opposing team higher fucking the morale or whatever. I don't know what it gives them. But let's see if we can take down the Vikings. I don't know what's wrong with me in this rebuild. I'm in a weird fucking mood. Here we go in the wild card in Minnesota against Minnesota. Let's see if we can get a win against the Vikings. So they come out and immediately score. It's 7-0. They put up 10 more, or I'm glad they didn't put up 10 more. It's now 10-7 Minnesota, 17-7 Minnesota. We cannot score. We finally do. 17-14 Minnesota. They have the lead. They put up another touchdown. It's now 24-14, 24-21. We do score. We get the ball back and we turn it over. So that's a tough loss, man. That sucks. I figured it was gonna happen. Sean Jowers was not good. He threw 3 picks. He threw 3 touchdowns as well, almost 350 yards, but those 3 picks killed us. Our run defense was horrid. We allowed Dalvin Cook to get 120 yards on 9 attempts. This was a really low rushing attempt, just in general. What the hell? I guess it was just a lot of passing, but even then it wasn't that much passing. I don't know. We did create a ton of pressure. We did do that. Rashawn Gary tried to single-handedly carry the game with 3 sacks. Felix with 2. But yeah, man, those picks really killed us. So that sucks. But of course, that is the end of today's rebuild. Again, if you did enjoy today's video, like, sub, turn on notifications, and let me know what team to do next, because I'll give you a shout out, drop you a sub, everyone else will sub to you, and you'll be forever cemented in one of my videos, I guess. So it's a win-win-win-win. I don't know. And you'll have the pleasure of being subscribed to the best YouTuber of all time in me. But I really hope you did enjoy. This was a tough one. This was a really tough one. I'm proud of the team we made, but it just doesn't perform, and it was hard to get here. Very hard to get here. So again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.